This is our podcast, Diabetically Speaking with Smart Move 360, where we're talking everything about diabetes with experts and people who live with diabetes. Let's go. Hello again. This is Irina Strunina. We are live. We are going to multiple platforms and we are talking about diabetes. Life with diabetes um, sometimes brings challenges, and this is why we are inviting experts, people who work and helping and taking care of those who have this diagnosis. And today, my guest will be Sheri Mills. She's functional nutrition coach. And Sheri, would you please introduce yourself real quick, couple minutes, to tell us about yourself?
Oh, thank you, Irina. Yes, I'm Sheri Mills. I'm a functional nutrition coach based here in Pompano Beach, Florida. And I work with people 45 to 70 that are experiencing pain or chronic illness like diabetes and help them relieve that, reverse that, and get off some of those medications. And the holidays are a very important time to think about our health.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you, Sherry, for finding time. This is a very busy season and time when everybody is trying to finish up whatever they didn't have time to finish during the entire year. So we are all in the crunch time. So let's move on. So I have a couple questions for you, and I wanted to discuss this because we all experiencing this stress during the holiday season, especially right now. It's not just the holiday season, it's the end of the year. This is the multiple holidays that people have, different cultures, different traditions, and stress may be caused by the fact that you have too many people to attend, or the fact that there is nobody who I would like to see or who will want to see me. So it could be different options, and nevertheless, it causes a lot of anxiety on people. And the question is, why it is important to stay calm during the holidays, during the holiday season?
Well, like you said, it can be very stressful if we let it. Um, One thing I know I've worked on a lot in the last several years is my mindset and finding techniques that keep me balanced. And that's so
Mm-hmm.
important, especially when you have a chronic illness like diabetes. Walking into the holiday season where we're all hustling and bustling and finalizing those gifts and meal preps and parties and all the triggers and cravings and stuff that come with that, right? So it can be quite anxious for someone that is experiencing, how do I act? What do I do? Who do I serve? How do I react when I go to someone else's house? So knowing how to recognize those triggers in yourself and just take a step back and do some breathing exercises and close your mind and close your eyes and allow yourself to breathe and relax into the season because it'll make it so much easier for you if you do. And it just takes a couple minutes to really relax into yourself and listen to your body and breathe. And then come out of it with a big smile, ready for your day, ready for that next event, that family dinner, whatever it may be. It helps really keep you balanced.
Yeah, definitely. And just keeping in mind, we see in our Facebook group, Diabetes 101 for Beginners, we do have a lot of beginners. And for a lot of people, this season is the first time since they've got this diagnosis. And as you mentioned, it brings anxiety. It brings this nervousness and panicking. What do I do? And why I called my company Smart Move 360 is that diabetes is such a diagnosis that you cannot really focus just on one thing. You have
Mm.
to really pay attention to everything, not just what you eat, but also how you manage your stress, right? How you move, what your sleeping routine, all this. So I do specifically target these discussions in December in this season to stress, because I would like our experts, our people who are guests, to share with our listeners more of those different techniques, approaches, and just the way why it is important. Because one of the things that I know, and some people who already have been diagnosed for a while, they also know that the stress is huge contributor to the high blood sugar readings. This is something that our body is just trying to protect ourselves from the stress and releasing extra energy into our extra glucose into our bloodstream, so we could fight this whatever danger we are looking for. And if we do not let it go, it's hard to manage. All right. Okay. So another question I have: what effect may this being stressed out cause to people with diabetes? I already mentioned one. The the blood sugar will go up. What other effects being stressed may people can experience?
Well, if you let yourself get too overly stressed, especially let's say you're going to have holidays with your family, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know growing up, my mom made the same thing all the time for the holiday dinners. Christmases were at my brother's house, and his ex-wife made all sorts of sugary treats. Well,
Yes.
my aunt was
Mm-hmm.
diabetic, and
Yes.
no one thought about that,
Uh-huh.
right? So there weren't sugary treats that weren't really sugar,
Yes.
and you can enjoy the holidays with sugary type treats without
Yes.
sugar.
Yes.
There's a ton of recipes out there, um, and because when you get yourself stressed out, like how am I going to act? What am I? You're going to be driven right to what you shouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
because you're stressed out. And if they know what's going on with you, you're slipping them. My aunt used to do that, and then she would crash after the holiday season.
Yes.
So my suggestion is, if you're going to someone's house that's entertaining, make some treats that are sugarless.
Uh-huh.
There's substitutes like monk fruit and stevia that is good that you can use inside these. That's better for you, and contribute by bringing things that you would like to eat, as well as sharing a healthier treat for them. I always say bring a healthy dish, because you
Yes.
don't know if they're not aware of your diagnosis, or even if they are, they may not be aware of how to cook for you.
Exactly.
And if you're the hostess, then you know to cook a healthy, well
Yes.
balanced meal. It can still look and feel and taste just as delicious as the same meal you always had. I know this past year for Thanksgiving, my family and I switched it up,
Uh-huh.
and it was the most delicious Thanksgiving Day dinner I have
Yeah.
ever had.
Uh-huh.
Um, Once you realize that it can be still just as tasty and enjoyable and yummy and comforting, and you participate, be active in it,
Mm-hmm.
takes a lot of that stress away, because you're not putting yourself in a stressful situation or creating one. You're bringing a stress less attitude to the table. And I think
Definitely.
finding new recipes and creating something special is like a gift,
Mm-hmm.
not just to yourself, but to the ones you love that you're spending your time with. And I think that can release some of that stress.
Definitely. When you participate in something, you actually are partially in control, not exactly in control, but you contributing. And when you feel that there is something you can do, it in my opinion too, it releases the stress.
It
You
empowers you. It empowers
exactly.
you.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, so another thing I wanted to point out that people, when they are stressed out during the event, they're not exactly enjoying it. And this holiday season is about joy. This is end of the year, end of a lot of projects. A lot of companies go on a vacation, take this long vacation, so have very light schedule. It's a chance to actually enjoy and meet with people that you didn't have chance to or time to meet with during the year, right? And if you are all stressed out, this is not helping. Your appearance is not how to say, not very, you are not very conversational. You are much more stressed than you should be, right? Not enjoying
Right.
yourself.
No, you need to really slowly go into the season with what the season means. Whoever your
Mm-hmm.
tribe of choice is, whether it be your family, your work buddies, your neighbors, your friends, go in with a sense of peace, love, tranquility. Don't
Yes.
let yourself get stressed out. Again, we're all in this life together. And this
Mm-hmm.
is the time where we love one another, appreciate each other, and support each other. So don't be afraid to have those conversations with your people
Yes.
and tell them what you're going through and what and you're looking for support because so many of us feel like it's a stigma and
Mm-hmm.
we don't ask for support. And the people you love and that love you will be there to support you. So don't
Yeah.
let yourself get worked up over it. Be honest and embrace it because you can reverse this. You can make simple changes to change your life. And with the support of the ones you love, it's amazing what can happen. And that's why this time of year can be actually a gift.
Mm-hmm. Well, there is one more thing is that unfortunately, what world is experiencing right now is that uh, much more people now have this diagnosis. It may be
Hmm.
pre-diabetes or diabetes itself, and you never know when you have the conversation with someone. Maybe they actually looking for support themselves. Maybe they
Absolutely.
are experiencing it, or maybe they're looking for information. Maybe in their household somebody got this diagnosis, and they need to know from the like first hand how they can be helpful, how they can be supportive instead of just guessing and shooting in the dark and see what will help and what not.
I think that especially for someone that's newly diagnosed that maybe has never had a conversation with anybody about this, I think you're going to be quite surprised at how many people are in your circle that are pre-diabetic at best, if not
Mm-hmm.
already diabetic, and they just don't talk about it. So by expressing and opening up to the people, I think you'll gain a circle of friends that together you guys can support each other.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I have had so many clients that were about to be put on medication that now have never been had to be put on medication,
Mm-hmm.
and they've and they're active now. They're eating right now, and they're not even in the realm.
Yeah.
So by having a support team, especially if this is something new to you, you guys can be walking buddies, you can be workout buddies, you can be cooking buddies, you can be, there's so many things that you can do now that you know, gee, I didn't know, Jim, you had diabetes too, right?
Yeah.
So having those conversations and being open and honest about it is very important. You never know what's going to come out of that.
Absolutely. And yeah, I keep repeating. I think on every podcast, I would say that at least diabetes is a team sport. And
Hmm.
it's very hard to do by yourself. So when we go to the parties, you don't have to wear the tag, I have diabetes,
No,
but it will be nice to make sure that there is at least one person who actually aware of your condition. That for one thing, you could just part with them, and um, I'm not by myself. I have someone who understands me, who will not push me to try this macaroni and cheese. They turned out very good this year. Uh, you don't have to. You don't have to. You can skip a lot of dishes that sometimes we find at the holiday gatherings, right? Because there are more than one, and
hmm
simple things like the order in which you're trying everything may have a good big effect on your blood sugar readings later in the day and next day, right?
absolutely. It's all about when and what you eat, right, and why. So as
Yes,
long as you know the why you should or should not eat something, and you can figure out the timing of when you can have certain things, it makes a world of difference. And
definitely.
yeah, so
Oh,
and there's all sorts of things that you can have, nuts and olives and stuff like that. You don't have to have the candies and the cookies and you know,
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, actually, I wanted to mention this rule we had last time, or two episodes ago. We had one of our guests, and she shared the 3 bites rule, and I now I like that. I'm sharing it with people again. So if somebody missed that episode with Cindy Tro, you could go back and listen to it. But this 3 bite rule is 1 bite, you take whatever is there, you say hello. The second bite, you say you enjoy it, and the third bite, you say goodbye, and then you go and move on to whatever activities there are. And I'm not saying to do it with every dish, but if you see something that you really don't eat every day and you're trying to stay away from on a regular day-to-day meal planning, and you're missing it. It is possible to allow yourself to have it. It just has to be really just the taste of it, not the indulge on it
yeah,
and have a
not a
lot
big
of.
scoop, right?
Yes, yes. When I'm saying bite, it's a bite. It's not like fill up your mouth with how much it fits. All
Yeah,
right. Well, so far you already gave us plenty of different ideas what we can do. Huh. Um, be- it's great, and I hope some people who listen to us will be already thinking about it, because it's great. Sometimes we know about things, but we don't think about it. And to hear it from the podcast or from the, I don't know, radio station or whatever, it's like, oh yes, I knew about it. I just forgot about it. Let me try it this time. Let me use it this time. So the tips that you already gave are great, but now I want to ask you what else? How people can control, manage stress during the holiday season? What other tips you could give them? And here's the thing: stress is not only about eating.
mm-mm.
Stress is also, say, people worried, how do I manage to meet with everyone, because there are so many parties and I don't want to disappoint someone, or I want to meet with others. Another thing is the gifting part, that people are
Mm.
worried, what do I bring to everybody? What will be your tips? How, if you find, if somebody with these ideas, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough resources to buy gifts for everybody, I don't have enough creativity to come up with wonderful ideas. What would you recommend? Because we already discussed stress causes the blood sugar raise. So
Absolutely,
we're
absolutely.
trying to lower the stress and keep our blood sugar under control. So what would be your suggestions? Yes, you already said to breathe. What else?
So, relaxing in the season takes a lot. If you're going to many parties, many different, you're, you have a work party, you have your family party, you have your neighbors' parties, whatnot, don't worry about gifts. This is what, the second, maybe the third year since COVID that we've all been able to get together. And in some cases, this still may be the first year that you're seeing some of these folks.
Hmm.
So times have been tough for everybody. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy an expensive gift and wear your most expensive outfit. It's about community and love and sharing space, right? So my suggestion would be, I know typically to a party, I always bring a meal,
Yes,
a dish of some kind, whether
yes,
it's an appetizer, and I usually bring a bottle of wine, but bring just an appetizer or even a dessert that's sugarless.
uh-huh,
You're bringing a gift to their home,
yes,
thanking them for inviting you, and you're bringing something healthy.
yes,
Don't stress out about it. Just do
yes,
that. It's something everybody's gonna love, and you're not coming empty-handed.
mm-hmm,
You don't have to bring everybody gifts.
yes,
You know, don't put that kind of stress on you. I remember the days when I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. I'm having a neighborhood get together instead of gifting everybody this year.
mm-hmm,
It just makes more sense for me.
yes,
So, and I tell people, if you don't drink wine, bring whatever you drink.
absolutely,
Oh, can I
yes,
bring a plate? Sure, if you'd like to. This is what I'm serving. So if
mm-hmm,
this doesn't work with your diet, by all
yes,
means, bring something that you would enjoy. And I
yes,
tell everybody that because I want everybody to have a good time. And
absolutely,
if you walk in with that mindset, you're
uh-huh,
not just thinking about you. You're thinking about the host or the hostess or and
yes,
anybody that could be coming. So don't stress over fancy gifts and fancy outfits and just make something healthy, delicious, and make it festive.
yes,
Make it like a Christmas tree or, I'm one of my things I'm doing is a fruit platter. And
mm-hmm,
I think I saw this on Instagram. You cut off the pineapple top, you turn
yes.
it upside down on the plate, you sprinkle it with just a little bit of dust, and you fill it up with fruit and cut out a star from the pineapple and stick it on top.
This
It's
is
a
fun.
Christmas platter of fruit.
Yes, 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 definitely. Well, great ideas now coming up. I need to think about this when I go gathering with my friends, so actually with my family. Yes, great. Thank you. Thank you, Sherry. I unfortunately, our conversation, I know you and I, we can talk for the longest while, but we have to wrap it up. So what would you recommend people who may want to continue conversation with you, how they can reach out to you? What would be the best way to reach out to you?
They can reach out an email or text, or they can go to my website. Um, and I also have a guide I'd be glad to share with everybody that living gluten, sugar, and dairy free,
Okay,
if that
so
would be something that would be helpful for them.
the in this case, I would ask you, please, this podcast goes directly live to the Facebook group Diabetes 101 for Beginners. So I would like to ask you to go back after we done finish today, go back to the group and type in comments the ways how people can connect with you, because we didn't have, unfortunately, time. This is a busy season. I know you're a busy person, so we didn't have time to catch your connect information. So if you please go back and do that, that would be wonderful. So and I, from my end, wanted to say also happy holidays to everyone. We are going, this will be today, it's our last episode for this season, for this year. We'll have a couple more replays before the end of the year, but this is the one that we are wrapping up with. And I wanted to remind everyone who is listening to us that our group, Diabetes 101 for Beginners, we do run every other Wednesday support group meetings. This is when people are coming. logging in, and they just talk about different challenges that they may have, or maybe they have questions, or maybe they have some victories that they would like to share with people who understand them. Not everybody has understanding in their circles. Maybe sometimes with the family is not very good communication. But in our group, we welcoming everyone, we are caring for everyone, we are giving everything we can share with them, and we always inviting some experts to be there, and in most cases they actually are showing up. We had the dietitians coming in, the life coaches coming in, we had pharmacists coming in, so we have resources, and if they have time they are joining us. And the starting next year, we our community starting more exciting projects in our group, Diabetes 101 for Beginners. On Mondays, we will have this little show, Motivational Mondays, where our agent of change, Monica Henderson, will be talking and helping you to find motivation, how you can continue making those changes and good choices. Right? On Tuesday, we have our Telenurse Tuesday, when we have nurse on call, I would say. Um, Not always the same person, but different nurses will be answering the questions. So you may type under the post about this event your questions that you cannot find the answers, and the nurse on call will go at 7 p.m. into the group, and she will be left leaving the comments, answering questions, and will be open to conversation via texting. Then on Thursdays, every Thursday at 4 p.m., we have our podcast, Diabetically Speaking with Smart Move 360, where we're inviting the experts. And every last Thursday of the month, we invite our diabetic warriors, people who are sharing their experience that they had while they're taking care of their diabetes. And of course, on Friday, we have Fitness Fridays, where our very own coach Trevor Brown goes live, and he is helping people to learn and understand better nutrition and fitness together. So he's providing this wonderful combo where we could learn how we could improve our health using these natural sources. That's something that I wanted to share with everybody who is listening to us. And with that, I wanted to say thank you to our sponsors. And this is Mink Life Motivation, On Balance Entertainment, Live Based Solutions, and Empower People That Care. These are the companies, organizations that are helping me to go live every Thursday and bring you more interesting people with interesting conversations and stories, ideas, suggestions, so we could all have a life that is healthier, wealthier, and more fulfilled. Let's do it all together. That is wrapping up our podcast for today. Sheri, thank you very much for joining me today. It was a pleasure talking
Absolutely.
with you. I'm glad that you was able to come in and chime in into conversation.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And everybody, happy holidays. Stay calm, breathe, enjoy the time that we have right now to meet with our friends, families, people who we didn't speak for a longest while, or take a great vacation from everybody and just relax. Talk to you
Relax into the holidays.
next.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.